Welcome, welcome, welcome back to another episode of the Ian Fritz Show. It's me, as usual, per usual, as always. However you want to say it, I'm Ian. We've got a fun one today. We have the preseason what if poll. And if you're new here, which a lot of you are, numbers are booming right now. It's just my preseason rankings. We do one every week, but this week, obviously, preseason. Let's get into it.
Whoa, he has trouble with the snap, and the ball is free. It's picked up by Michigan State's Jalen Watts Jackson, and he scores on the last play of the game. Unbelievable.
35, 40, 45, 50, 45. There goes Davis.
Oh, my God.
Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal.
Okay. It's going to be behind me or over here. You'll see it next to me. We have the preseason what if poll. We're not gonna mess about right now. We're gonna get right into it. Okay. Number one team, not number one. We're starting at 25. We have the Texas A&M Aggies, and hopefully it'll be maybe right here. I'm not sure, but it'll be there. So we have Texas A&M. Now, some of you are saying, Ian, are we doing this again? Are we doing this again with Texas A&M? And I'm going to tell you right now, we are doing it again with Texas A&M. However, this is different. This isn't the Jimbo Fisher era. This isn't Jimbo down there doing who knows what. Nobody knew what he was doing, not even him. This is Mike Elko. We got a real deal head coach in there. And yes, you're going to say, Ian, wasn't Jimbo real deal? No, he wasn't. Jameis Winston won that national championship, not Jimbo. But Mike Elko, he's the real deal. Never won a national championship, but down there, Texas A&M, I'm not going to say they're winning the national championship this year because they're not going to. Just going to throw that out there. But they are going to be a very solid team. And if you want to see what I think they do at the end of the year, what's their record? Go watch the SEC predictions video. Great video, by the way. But Texas A&M, solid team. That's why they're slotting in at number 25. We'll move right along, right in front of them. This is going to shock some of you. Who's VT? I haven't heard VT in 20 years, since 2013. And some of you are saying 20 years ago was not 2013, and I'm saying I know. But the Hokies, I'm very high on the Hokies this year. I think they're a top 25 team going into this year, and I think they, at the end of the year, are very, very good. And if you want to go see where I think they end up, go watch the ACC predictions video. But finish this one first. Virginia Tech, solid football team. I'm a lot higher on them than a lot of other people out there, but I like them at number 24, and I like them to progress up these rankings throughout the year. Right in front of them, Oklahoma State. Now, I'm lower on Oklahoma State than a lot of people, and really this 25 through 15, really even up to maybe 14 range. There's a lot of interchangeability in my mind. You'll see Oklahoma State as high as 14, 15, that range. And I'm not sure what people are seeing. They're going to say, well, you got Ollie Gordon coming back, the third, by the way. You have Alan Bowman in his 18th year of college football. And you're not wrong on any of those facets. You also have a returning offensive line. They could do some things. But, I've watched a lot of Oklahoma State football in my day, and there's nothing that is getting me super excited about this football team. They're going to be very good. They're going to be very good. Top 25 team. I'm not saying they're not. Obviously, they are. They're number 23. That's my favorite number, by the way. So maybe that's going to be something for Oklahoma State, but we're not sure. They're slotting it in number 23. Let's go to number 22. Here we go. USC. And some of you are saying, why are you even ranking USC, Ian? And I'm going to tell you, the Trojans. Lincoln Riley, look, offensive wizard, mastermind, genius, whatever term you want to call Lincoln Riley. You can call him that. I don't really care what you call him. You can call him Tebow if you want to. Some Oklahoma fans out there know what that means. But if you don't, Google it up. It comes right up. Anyways, Lincoln Riley, look, offensive wizard, mastermind, genius, Tebow. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing, and I believe in that offense. Now, the reason they're not higher than number 22, the defense. And, you're going to say, Ian, new defensive coordinator, he's really good. And I'm going to tell you, yeah, he is. However, I haven't seen him do it with Lincoln Riley's football team. Alex Grinch, he had a great defense up there at Washington State. Then he got to Norman, and we don't know what happened to him. We don't know. So I still am a wait and see phase from USC right now, but they're a top 25 football team. Can't deny that. Okay, right in front of them. This is gonna surprise some people. It's right there. The SMU Ponies, okay? Look, Preston Stone, quarterback down there. Rhett Lashley, head coach down there. Those two guys, they're going to score a lot of points this year. They're going to score a lot of points this year. And an underrated part of their team, the defense. They were solid defensively last year. Didn't lose a lot of pieces. Now, they are going to the ACC. What's that going to do for them? Probably going to be a little more challenging, yes. However, they are not the typical team coming into a Power Four conference. Used to be Power Five, now Power Four. They're not the typical team. They have a lot of money down there. They're paying a lot of players down there. They're going to have a solid football team led by Preston Stone, quarterback, very good quarterback. I'm going to say it right now, dark horse for the Heisman. Look, I'm not saying he's going to win the Heisman. He is a dark horse for the Heisman. Preston Stone out of SMU. They're the 21st team in the country. Let's move right along. Team number 20. Got to take a sip here. Isn't that a beautiful mug, ladies and gentlemen? If you want one of these, maybe I'll show it to you right here. There you go. If you want one of these mugs, let me know and we'll get you one. We've shipped out a couple in the last week and people are excited about them. All right, team number 20. Who do we got? The Kansas State Wildcats. Now, they have a quarterback up there. I'm blanking on his name right now. That's on me. But he's got, I mean, he has, you guys have heard of Thor, the superhero. Hopefully you have. If you haven't, go check him out. But I mean, their quarterback, Avery Johnson. There it is. Boom. I knew it would come back to me. It always does. Avery Johnson. He has this hair that just flows in the wind, guys. Flows. Kind of like Thor. He's not as big as Thor. Nobody is. But he's got some hair. And will that help him? I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but he's very good. He is a very good quarterback. Everybody knows about climbing up there. Head coach. They're going to be a solid football team year in and year out. 9-win, 10-win type of team. They're a top 20 team in the country in the what if poll. Okay. Right in front of them, I have the Kansas Jayhawks. Now, I'm a little more on. I like what the Jayhawks have to offer. Lance Leipold, really good head coach, maybe top 8, 9 head coach in all of college football. What he has done with Kansas is nothing short of remarkable. Jalen Daniels, new quarterback, not a new quarterback, excuse me. He's just been injured on and off for the past 2 years. But when he's healthy, he was a Heisman contender 2 years ago. Then he got injured. He was injured last year. He's back healthy. Can he stay healthy? I'm not sure. But Kansas Jayhawks, if he's healthy, team to beat right there. Maybe in the Big 12, I'm not sure. But they're a very good team, top 20 team, Kansas Jayhawks. Wisconsin Badgers. Now, some of you are saying, Wisconsin. I'm not even sure. Did they play football last year? I don't even think I saw them play a game. And they did. They played a lot of football last year. Now, they're going to be a very good football team. They're going to be a very good football team. Luke Fickell, very good head coach. I like him at the 18 spot. I got to be honest with you guys. I had them a little higher than 18 originally. And then I was like, I can't do it. There's some teams below them at that time that I was like, they got to be up higher. I think they have more talent than the Wisconsin Badgers. But Wisconsin, very good football team. They're going to shock some people this year. Dark horse for the playoff, the Wisconsin Badgers. All right, the U, the U. Everybody knows about them. Miami Hurricanes. You got Cam Ward out there. He's coming from about as far away as you can up there in Washington State, going all the way down to Miami. This guy stretched across a whole country to go to a different school. Nobody's talking about that. Everybody's talking about Cam Ward. Nobody's talking about how he flew across the country. He had to move as far away from each other as he possibly could. Is that going to mess with him? I'm not sure, but it is a fact that he did it. I would love to go across the country like that. That would be cool. Anyways, Cam Ward, he's a really good quarterback. However, I have them at 17 here. I have them at 17. They're not at 12. They're not at 10. I don't have them that high because as much as I love Cam Ward, he was the first ever certified stud muffin in the history of the Ian Fritz show. And some of you are saying, certified stud muffin, what are we doing? You'll hear about it in the regular season if you stick around, and you should. Cam Ward, he was the first ever certified stud muffin of the Ian Fritz show. Now, he does have some turnover issues. That's why I'm reining him back a little bit. I'm not putting him in the top 15. He's got some turnover issues. If he settles those, boom, Miami vaults up this poll. Vaults up this poll. Okay. Moving right along. Who's in front of Miami? We've got the Tennessee Volunteers. Now, Some of you are saying, Ian, how can you have a team with a quarterback that has played one college football game ahead of Cam Ward, a guy that was renowned in the transfer portal last year? And the easy answer is because I think Tennessee's going to be a better football team than Miami. I still have demons from Miami. I'm just not willing to believe in them yet, and that's why I think Tennessee is. I think they're just a better football team, and I think this is a good point to stay. What is the what if poll? This is what if we just rank the best 25 teams in that order. That's what the what if poll is because preseason polls, coaches polls, whatever they might be, you're not always ranking the 25 best teams in there, but you're thinking who deserves it more. What they won in November, who deserves it more? We can't rank all those teams right there, can we? They're all in the same conference. I don't think we can. We can in the what if poll because it's what if we're ranking the 25 best teams because that's what we're supposed to be doing, okay? And that's what I do here at the Ian Fritz show. The what if poll. What if we're ranking the 25 best teams? And currently, I think Tennessee's the 16th best team in the country. Moving right along. Now, I'm going to take another sip here. I'm throwing a lot of words at you, and if you want to slow me down, slow me down. If you want to speed me up, speed me up. I don't really care. Man, that's a good looking mug. Anyways, move right along. Number 15 team in the country. This may shock some people. This may shock some people. Clemson. I think they're just a solid football team. I don't really have much to say about them. Look, Dabo, does he just not want to do transfer portal stuff? Yeah. Do I hate that? Maybe a little bit, but it's not like you can deny his success because you can't. Now, right in front of him, I have the Oklahoma Sooners. Look, some of you are saying, Ian, didn't you just predict the Sooners to lose 5 games? Spoiler, if you want to go back and watch the SEC predictions. Look, I haven't going 7-5. And some of you may shut this video off right now, and I implore you not to. I don't have them going 7-5 because I don't think they're very good. Clearly, I think they're a very good football team because I have them number 14 in the preseason poll. I just think they're going to stumble, they're going to falter down in those close games in the SEC. However, they're going to be a very good football team, could easily make the playoff. They have a lot of talent on that team. Basically, their entire defense is returning. Britt Venables, year 3. We always talk about that third year for a head coach. You got Les Miles, third year at LSU. Steve Sarkisian, his third year at Texas was last year. The third year, vital for a team. You know who else is in their third year? Mario Cristobal. What's he going to do? I'm not really sure yet. But I think OU's in a better spot than Miami. And a lot of people might be upset with the 7-5 prediction, but that's a prediction. I have them at number 14. They could easily creep this list. We'll see what they do with their first year in the SEC, but they're a very good football team. LSU, right in front of them, hinted at them. I said Les Miles, didn't I? I meant Brian Kelly when I talked about that earlier. Brian Kelly, third year at LSU. Look, the defense, question mark. I mean, it is a toss up. What are they going to do? You got Baker, defensive coordinator from Missouri. Missouri had one of the best defenses in the country last year. He's now at LSU with Brian Kelly, aka Les Miles in the future. What is LSU going to do defensively? That's the big question. They'll score points. They have great offensive talent year in and year out. They have talent on defense, but is it just a throw talent in a pot and hopefully it cooks something good? Is that what they're doing down there? Because that's what they tried last year. It didn't really work. So hopefully Baker starts cooking up some good food down there for them in the LSU. Maybe some gumbo down in the Bayou. Okay, LSU, number 13 in the country. Who's right ahead of them? I have the Utah Utes, and I'm spoiler. This is the highest ranked Big 12 team I have, or the Big 25, or whatever the new conference is. The Utah Utes. Look, you got Cam Rising coming back. I love their defense year in and year out. They're a solid football team. Hard to beat always. I like Utah at number 12, guys. Right in front of them. Missouri Tigers. Look, they're not going to be as good defensively. Lost a lot of players, especially their secondary. They lost their defensive coordinator. However, Luther Burden, the third, I think. He might be the second. He's 1, 2, or 3 of Luther Burden's. Anyways, he is 1 of 1 in college football. Huh, that was pretty good. See what I did there? Luther Burden. I mean, the guy can play college football. Real deal wide receiver. Bolitnikov, potentially. Anyways, he's going to be a difference maker in the SEC. He can get open against anybody. Best cornerback in the SEC, safety, doesn't matter, linebacker, double team, triple team. Luther Burden's a guy, okay? He's going to be a difference maker. They have a lot of other talent on that team. Now, they are down their kicker, big boy kicker. He's not there anymore. He's not there anymore. What can they do? Kicking game? I'm not really sure. I'm not too into Missouri's kickers right now. I will be in the season. but I like them at number 11. Solid, solid football team. Can they build on what they did last year? I think so. Moving into the top 10. This is where people get upset. We're not in the top 10. We're not in the top 10. Why do you have anybody in the top 10? Well, I'm going to make some people upset. Here we go. Here we go. I'm ready to upset some people. Penn State, Nittany Lions, and some of you are going to say, Ian, Penn State, they don't deserve anything in the top 10. Nothing they have ever done deserves to be in the top 10. Well, they have extreme talent, both sides of the ball and in the middle of the ball on special teams. Coach James Franklin, solid coach. Is he the best coach in the world? No, but is he better than a lot of coaches? Yes. Now, why are they at number 10 and not higher? Because the 9 teams in front of them simply have proven it on the field lately. I've seen it from them a little more than Penn State. Now, Penn State, this is their year. This is their never made the playoffs. This is their year to make the playoffs. Now, I don't know if I'm super into what they've got going offensively. This is their first year with Andy Kotelnicki, previously at Kansas. Great offensive coordinator. What can he do from Penn State? We know that's been the stumbling block from them recently. Can he transform that offense? That's the question. I'm leaning yes because I really love Andy Kotelnicki. Guy's going to be a stud someday. He already is, but at a really big school like Penn State. All right, right ahead of Penn State, we've got the Michigan Wolverines, and some of you are saying, Ian, they may not even need to be on this list right here because they may be banished into oblivion with this investigation that's going on. And I'm not sure. I'm not into the investigation. I'm not a part of the investigation. Much like Jim Harbaugh, I had nothing to do with the sign stealing investigation or the sign stealing scandal, as Jim Harbaugh claims. I can actually 100% guarantee you I was not a part of it. Um, but Jim Harbaugh, he agrees with me. He said he wasn't a part of it. I'm not sure if I believe him, but that's what he said. Anyways, Michigan, they got a lot of talent, defense, returning basically everything. Will Johnson, Mason Graham, those are two studs on the defensive side of the ball. They could easily be the best players at their positions this year. Look, their defense is always going to do good. Okay. Offensively, Alex Orgy, is he the guy? I'm not so sure, but they're going to be able to score some points or prevent people from scoring points. Can they score points? I don't know yet, but that defense is going to keep them in a lot of games. I like them at number 9. And if they get banished into oblivion with this investigation, then so be it. Notre Dame, Notre Dame, Fighting Irish. Look, I don't really have much to say about Notre Dame, and I just know they have a lot of talent. They're a solid, solid football team, both sides of the ball. Can they get it done this year? I'm not sure. They have a tough schedule, but I like them to win a lot of games. Look, and am I getting a little too high on Notre Dame? I could be, but I love Notre Dame. I love Notre Dame. I love everything about the school, the tradition. I love it all. And does that vault them higher than they should be in the what if poll? Probably. But some teams have that boosters, some don't. And Notre Dame, got to credit to them. They have a little bit of that tradition, pageantry, history in college football that gives them a little bit of a boost. I'm not saying that's why they're number 8, but they could maybe be 8 to 12 range. I like them at number 8 right now. They could fall out of this really easily. They play Texas A&M week 1, so A&M beats them. Who knows what? Who knows what? All right, number 7, right in front of Notre Dame. I have Florida State defending national championships, asterisks. Look, I love Mike Norvell. I'm not really going to go further than that. DJU, is he a world beater? No, but he can win some football games. And I love Mike Norvell, one of the best head coaches in all of college football. Look, they're better than the majority of college football teams. Simple as that. But they're not better right now than the teams in front of them. One team in front of them, right here, ladies and gentlemen, the Ole Miss Rebels. Lane Kiffin, he's got a squad down there. Now, I saw something the other day. It was a rumor, but a lot of people are trying to come at Ole Miss right now. They're trying to say, "Hey, Jackson Dart, he tore his ACL. He's out for the year. He's out for the year. He can't play any football." And people are cheering. I would never cheer for an injury. I want you guys to know that that is not who I am. I would never do that. However, I will report it. I will talk about it when that does happen. And this is about a fake injury. When it happens with the real injury, I'll let you know. Jackson Dart, look, got to talk about him. He is incredible. He is incredible. Look, Notre Dame, excuse me, Ole Miss, they had a lot of people coming in the transfer portal, a couple people going out. They have elite wide receivers, elite running back, elite quarterback. I'm not so sure if they have an elite head coach yet, but they have enough talent to win a national championship on this football team. That's why they're number 6 in the what if poll. All right. This is the moment you guys have been waiting for. The top 5. What's it going to shake out to be? And look, I'm just going to tell you right now, everybody already knows what the top 5 is. Everybody everywhere has the same exact top 5. It's because they're clear cut the top 5 teams in the country. And I'm going to take a sip before I get into it. Some of you might be saying, Ian, you take a lot of sips during the show. What are you doing? Well, and I'm just, PSA, stay hydrated. Drink water, spring water, whatever it might be. I'm not so sure. Well, I'm sure what I'm drinking, but what you're drinking hopefully helps you stay hydrated. That's why I drink, and that's why you should drink as well. All right, top 5. Who's at number 5? I have the Texas Longhorns at number 5 in the country. And some of you are saying, that's way too low, Ian. That is way too low. You're coming at my throat. You're coming to get me because I have Texas at number 5. And what I'm going to say to you is there's only 4 teams I have ahead of them right now, and that could change week 1. That's what the what if poll does. There's a lot of volatility. I go week by week. I'm not taking what I did in the preseason and saying it's canon. They could easily vault up to number 1 after the first week of college football, which couldn't get here soon enough. I want it. You want it. We all want it. But they're at number 5. Look, lost a lot of players, lost a lot of talent offensively and defensively. I'm not sure what that's going to do to them. It can't help them possibly get that much better, but they have a lot of talent. They've always had talent, but they're starting to put together a product on the field. That's why they're at number 5 and not higher. All right. I've got Alabama, and some of you are saying, Ian, Nick Saban's not there, dude. You can't have Alabama in the top 4. That's crazy. That's crazy. And I'm going to tell you, Kalen DeBoer, I have him number 1 head coach in all of college football. He is the best head coach in all of college football, in my opinion. That's what we do here at the Infrit Show. And you may turn it off after I say that. Not an outrageous statement at all. He's the best head coach in all of college football. And in Alabama, always have talent. They're going to have talent again this year, and they're going to put a very good product on the field. I love Alabama. That's why they're at number 4. Now, top 3. Really, this top 5, I can see it go any which way. But I like it how I have it. That's why I have it how I have it. Georgia Bulldogs, number 3 in the country. Look, is this too low for Georgia? No, because the top 3 teams, I think they separate themselves a little bit from Alabama. But all 3, when I was putting this together, I had all 3 of them at number 1. I had them all at every single spot. And then I finally landed on this. Because I think the 2 teams ahead of them, have a little more. I think they can get it done a little more. I like the power. I like the future mapping of what they can do offensively and defensively combined as a team. Also, I'm not a big fan of criminals, and Georgia's got a lot of them. So we'll move right along. Ohio State. They're the number 2 team in the country heading into this year, in my opinion, in the what if poll. Look, everybody knows about how much talent they have. People forget about Chip Kelly. He's there now. Yeah. Some of you are saying, Chip Kelly, what? Yeah, he's their offensive coordinator. Ryan Day finally relinquished duties, and I think that's a win-win-win-win-win for Ohio State. But I have one team ahead of them, and quite frankly, it's because I think the team ahead of them will have the Heisman Trophy winner, and I think they will win the national championship. So I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. I think the Oregon Ducks are your best team heading into the 2024 college football team. Dylan Gabriel wins the Heisman. Dan Lanning, he gets it done winning a national championship this year. Some of you may just throw up in your mouth when you see this top 5 in this order. And look, I don't blame you because if it was different than my order, I would throw up too. But this is my order, so I'm not going to throw up. But you might, sure, you're more than welcome to. But Oregon, they're the number 1 team heading into this year. And again, look, these top 4 or 5 teams, switch them around as much as you want. They're going to be there at the end of the day, and Oregon is going to come out on top. That's why they're the number 1 team heading into this year. And I think it's going to stay that way throughout the entire year. Guys, that's it. That is the preseason top 25, aka the what if poll for the preseason. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. That's all I have. Stay tuned for the next video. If you missed the previous videos, go check those out. Thank you guys for watching. I love you guys. Bye.
Whoa, he has trouble with the snap, and the ball is free. It's picked up by Michigan State's Jalen Jackson, and he scores on the last play of the game.
35, 40, 45, 50. 50, 45. There goes Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal.